I've been playing games for some time now, and even before I was playing video games, I've always been watching them, not on YouTube but from the people around me, mainly family. While the earliest memory of me playing video games goes back to around 4 or 5, or maybe even earlier, playing on the V Smile, playing games like Dora the Explorer, Dora Fixer Adventure, Aladdin's Wonders of the World, and Bob the Builder, Bob's Busy Day. The earliest memory of me watching somebody else play video games goes back to about 7 or 8, even though it could be earlier. But it was when I watched my dad play Gears of War. Some people I have been giving me nightmares for days to come. It's pretty radical experiences, don't you think? But regardless, I would eventually fall in love with playing video games. So much so that at one point, it was my dream to become a game developer. Although those dreams have crashed and burned, my burning passion for video games has never died out. And I enjoy playing video games day in and day out. So much so that I would even go as far as to make the unhealthy claim that playing video games has made up a fourth of my lifespan. And I smile saying that. And you may be asking, well, what games have I wasted my life away playing? And honestly, I don't know. Combined with the fact that I lose things easily, have terrible memory, and erase my save data faster than the plague erased human beings back then, I just can't remember in its entirety, one, the amount of games I've played, and two, how much time I spent on them. But since moving from console to PC, I just got this idea that I might as well step back and, take a look at how many games and how long I've been playing certain games. So without taking any more time up, let's move on into the first game, which is a more recent game that I got into, called Age of History 2. Now, what exactly is Age of History 2? Well, let me show you. Age of History 2 is like Civilizations, but undeniably worse. Age of History isn't for everybody, just how like Civilizations isn't for everybody, or how Hearts of Iron isn't for everybody, or Tropico, and you get the point. And you might say, well, then why do you have so many hours, even though it's not that much, in this game? It can be boring in a way, and it's not that appealing. And I'm here to just tell you that I'm fascinated with history and the conflicts between nations. Seeing a global map every now and then is fun to me. And while one match can take you hours, one bad decision can ruin your match and have it finished in 2 minutes. And speaking from my measly 79.6 hours, which has gone up since writing the script, I've won a few matches and lost a lot more. And the reason being is whenever I do decide, I'm going to be hyper aggressive, the CPU for some reason knows that I'm going to do this and turns around and slaps the hell out of me and shows me who's boss, which I 100% respect. One thing I don't like about this game is how the developer, that by no disrespect to him or her, has not updated this game in a long time. This game is in dire need of an update because certain situations in this game makes this game very, very tedious. For example, if you wish to up the economy in certain provinces that you are currently ruling over, it will take you having to go to each and every single province that you wish to upgrade, and upgrade it by hand. There's no shortcuts and there is no other way to do it. If you want to do some other things that are similar, like build buildings, you have to do it one by one. There's no shortcuts whatsoever. And on top of that, the game is sometimes unplayable. There is a glitch that will have you in a save loop, meaning that every time you end the turn, your game will save, and that makes the game 100% unplayable because, one, even though it says it's saving, it's not actually saving, and two, the saving process takes a little while. And if you're like me and you always play on a global scale, comparatively to maybe a country or a certain time frame, then you're gonna be sitting down for a while. But regardless of how I feel about the issues that the game has, I still enjoy playing the game regardless. This game has the potential to be one of my favorites just with a few small additions and a few bug fixes here and there. It's just a simple, slow-paced game that you can just have fun and relax with. But slow-paced games aren't always my bread and butter. Sometimes I like to play faster-paced games like Brawlhalla. And I wish I could take it back.
Welcome to Brawlhalla!
Brawlhalla is a game that I got into a few years ago. I was completely oblivious to what the game was until I found it on the PlayStation Store one day, and I seen it was free, so I decided to give it a shot. What first started off as a goofy game to play with family whenever we had downtime turned into one of the most competitive games I play since Black Ops and Black Ops 2. If you don't know what Brawlhalla is, it is a 2D fighting game that is a ton of fun. Each character has their own unique weapon combination, and they each come with their own package of SIGs, or signatures, or signature moves, or special moves. Or when I first started playing the game, I didn't have a grasp on the controls, and I thought it was going to be kind of like Smash Brothers, so I picked a character that I thought looked cool, which was Diana, the bow and blasters legend. Honestly speaking, once I got into the match, I just kind of like eating people off the stage because it was funny. But as time moved on and I slowly got more serious with the game, my preferences changed. And I went from using Diana to using a sword character. And my favorite pick for the sword character at the time was Hattori. She uses spear and sword, and her signature moves cover a wide array. She uses spear and sword, and her signature moves cover a wide array of things. I can't speak. English is my first language. It's a shame. Eventually, I fell into the trap that is called ranked, and I realized that if you're gonna play a low defense character, you need to be good, and I wasn't. So I started testing out other characters, and eventually I landed on a Lance character, and you don't have to be good with Lance. You just have the other person just has to be bad and mess up once. Soon after choosing the broken weapon that is Lance, I made Ogre for a long time, and people would say I was disabled. Right up until me and my friends had a little race to see who could hit platinum first. Soon after hitting plat the second time, I believe Lance got a little nerf, and I decided to let my Ogre rest and start a search for a new main. But since we're going to go over who I mained before, we might as well start from the beginning. From Diana, I went to Hattori, like I stated before, Hattori to Ogre, and then here we go. Ogre back to Hattori because Lance got a nerf, Hattori to Sir Roland because Sword and Lance, Roland to Mirage because I want to try Scythe, Mirage to Mordex because Scythe is funny, Mordex to Fate because Orb, Asuri because Asuri is fun, Asuri to Jala because Jala is better and still to this day one of my favorite characters, and then Jala to everyone that isn't a Blasters character or canon because I'm shit. As of lately, I have been enjoying Katars and Greatsword, but surprisingly, I have not been enjoying playing Mako because Mako sucks at me. Whenever I do play Brawlhalla right now, I usually play Asuri, Jaeyun, or Lin Fei, even though that goes against my canon thing that I just mentioned. Although the following stats don't mean much, I figured I'd mention them because I was doing research for this and I came across my stats. So, in total, I have played 6,924 matches, which is probably closer to the 7,000 range now because I play every now and then. I have won 4,067 matches, which is probably still around that area. I'm bad. I have lost 2,857 matches, which is probably near 3,000 now. And over both of my accounts, my Steam account and my console, I have 49 legends that have a positive win-loss ratio. But while ground pounding and spiking people to hell and back is fun, sometimes I like to challenge God and his worshippers. I'm talking about Terraria, the Moon Lord, and the cultist. Just in case you didn't get it. So, Terraria is a unique case. Mainly because it is the first of two games, the second one being the last game on the list, that I can't pin down the exact hours I've played. Which is due to the fact that I've played on Xbox, PS4, and PC. And while I have my PC hours on deck, I do not have my Xbox and PlayStation hours accounted for. And so, I just put it as 500 plus hours because it should be around that range. Starting from the very beginning, I have been playing Terraria since it released on console, and starting from Xbox 360, I did have all the achievements pre-Moon Lord because I stopped playing on Xbox 360 before Moon Lord came out. Moving on to PS4, I did beat the game regardless of what system I played on. I played the hell out of Terraria. I usually play very, very fast-paced. Although I haven't gotten all my PS4 trophies because, once again, I'm lazy. I think I've beaten the game. If I haven't, then I just couldn't be bothered. But eventually, I would change from PS4 to PC, and I realized how much I was missing out on. The modding capability on Terraria is immaculate. If we're talking about mods, the ones that people usually know, Calamity, Thorium, Fargos, those mods by themselves adds hours of the gameplay. And then you add on top of that you can do class playthroughs, and you add on more hours. And then if you're taking Calamity, for example, or Vengeance, and I believe there's one other mode, hours of playthrough. And you could do what I do and add multiple mods, even though it says not to. Hours of playthrough. Terraria's modding capability is amazing, and Terraria by itself, vanilla, is amazing. And it's a great game, and I wish they would do a 1.5. Terraria is definitely worth trying out, and if you have some friends, I definitely think you should play with them. But moving on to the last game on this list, and probably one a lot of people would expect to be on this list, because, I mean, come on, it's Minecraft. But like I said, finally stepping into the holy grail of hours that I've played, that I spent time on a game, Minecraft. I mean, who wouldn't? It's great. Also, modding capability is great. So I've been playing Minecraft for a long time now. Not only since it first came out on console, but since it was a demo on its website. That's how long. It's been a long time. Minecraft holds a special place in my heart and forever will, because it's done a lot and has come a long way. From watching it to playing it to talking about the game to wanting to form a group to make YouTube videos about the game to pretty much anything you could imagine. This game has birthed so many friendships and strengthened so many others, and it's a game that I owe a lot to personally. Playing with friends is always a blast, and playing by myself can be way funnier because nobody will yell at me about wasting stuff, and we're not going to talk about that. Removing actually playing the game from the situation, watching people like Sky Does Minecraft and his crew, Stampy, Afmal, Captain Sparkles, and a whole bunch of other people when I was younger, it was what I spent my time doing when I was younger. And now that I'm a little bit older, watching Dream, Techno, and Tommy was what I spent my time doing because they were so entertaining. Minecraft is something that I can truly never get tired of. I remember coming home from school looking forward to title update videos by IBX Toycat, or watching Mitch and Jerome play together, or Minecraft's Finest, or Yogscast. So many memories can be attributed to Minecraft, which is probably very unhealthy, but to hell with it. I have no idea how many hours I have put into Minecraft myself, but it's probably more than like 5k. I want to say more than 5k, but overall, Minecraft is by far one of my most played games, if not the most played. The second place would have to be Terraria. Third, if we're counting series as a total, probably Kingdom Hearts. With all that being said, thank you for watching the video, and I think you should try doing this yourself. Maybe not as far as I did it and posted it on YouTube because nobody's gonna care, but why not, you know? Take a look how much you actually play games and how much this medium has affected all of our lives, and hopefully for the better, of course. But once again, thank you for watching the video. Hope you have a wonderful day. Stitch out.